If we can't stop deforestation, we can't stop global warming. That much we know. So we're heading north from Glasgow toward the Woodland Trust's largest estate, Glenfinlas, almost 5,000 hectares. Ancient wild woodland and new growth, rich biodiversity in its autumn splendour. 1 million indigenous trees planted here over 25 years, transforming Scotland's landscape, so often denuded of forest for sheep and deer. So a warm welcome from conservationists here for today's blueprint to restore forest and jungle.
People think, Jill, it's about Indonesia or the Amazon, but we have real problems with deforestation right here in these islands, don't we?
Certainly our tree cover here is very low in terms of European average. I think we've got 13% tree cover across the UK, and that's 103, and that's 136 out of 189 countries. So we're not doing very well.
Right.
And certainly, I mean, over the last few years, we have been increasing our native tree cover, and in fact, all tree cover, which is great. That's really good, but it's not fast enough, and it's nowhere near fast enough for us to reach our net zero goals.
Globally, we have a plan at least at last. Brazil's President Bolsonaro, notorious for allowing the Amazon rainforest to be plundered, has signed up. Tonight, a $19 billion strategy of public and private money to halt what Boris Johnson called the global chainsaw massacre is in place, in a world where rainforest is being cut down at the rate of 30 football pitches a minute.
As ever, these promises have to be tested against two hard realities: the delivery and the market. On delivery, how do we know the money really will be coughed up by governments, that it gets to where it's supposed to be and doesn't get trousered by corrupt regimes around the world? And on the market, yes, $19 billion is a lot of money. But some campaigners say $100 billion is currently being spent by corporations and banks to destroy our forests around the world.
The financial pledges made today, whilst they might sound impressive, they are dwarfed by the amount of financing currently flowing from global financial institutions to deforestation. According to Global Witness analysis, that amounted to $157 billion since the Paris Agreement. The pledges we've seen today are in the order of $19 billion.
The UN has pledged before to save global rainforests in 2014, and that ended in an abject failure. That said, though, we now have 33 financial institutions controlling $9 trillion in trade, pledging to eradicate deforestation and have it measured in this deal. But the delivery record here in the UK, for instance, isn't good. Boris Johnson's manifesto promise was to plant 30,000 hectares of forest a year.
That is a hazel. Hazel, yeah. No, there's all different sorts going on.
In fact, despite efforts like this in Yorkshire, the reality is just over 2,000 hectares, and it's going down, not up. Well, today the Environment Secretary blamed COVID for that and said that the 30,000 target is still the aim.
Well, the target was to get to planting 30,000 hectares of trees per year by the end of this Parliament, so that's by 2024. There's been a dip, partly linked to COVID, partly because that planting predated the new scheme that we've just announced, and some people would have waited to see what the new scheme looked like. There's a reason why that dipped.
The UN has a track record of forestry failure. The UK government likewise in recent years. It's to be hoped, finally, that today's COP pledge achieves real policing, real delivery. In a word, what campaigners want: action.